Hey guys, I decided to make a different type of video today. I've never made like a story time video or something like that, but for those of you who don't know me, it's Roxana L. I still don't want to say my real name, but for the people that do know me, congratulations, you do know me. Recently, I've had a really interesting experience with an animal shelter. I don't know if they're gonna find this post or if they're gonna comment on it. I'm not gonna mention their name unless people from Lithuania really want to know, then DM me. I can tell you, but I don't want to go all the way in and throw hate on them and get hate from them back. I just kind of want people to be aware that there are animal shelters that don't care for animals, and they are mostly commercial animal shelters, and that not every single animal shelter has good intentions to give an animal away. If that makes more sense. Kind of realize the lighting's here a bit better. So yeah, so this animal shelter, it was pretty recently when I found out about it, probably 2022, 2023, something about that year. I went there once. I liked like a few kittens, I believe, but when I went they were already reserved, so I kind of went for nothing, so I just didn't really think about it. And a couple years passed, and this year on March 7th my cat Luna died. I think most of you know. Yeah, it was right before Women's Day or Mother's Day. I think it's Women's Day, yeah, before Women's Day, which is March 8th, so he died before that day, and that's why I will probably always remember that date. So 2 months ago, more than 2 months ago. And after his loss, I spent probably 2 weeks just probably grieving and being sad about it, and not even like thinking about getting another cat, because I don't want to replace Luna, and I just don't want, I don't want to replace him and feel like an awful person. But the more I spent thinking about it, the more I grew with the idea that I need a second cat, because I still have my cat Fortuna, and she's like 10 years old, so she's kind of like a senior cat, if you get what I mean. Ever since Luna's death, my other cat had been a lot more happier, if that's how you put it. She's like a really territorial cat, so she doesn't like other cats. She can stay in the same room as the other cat, it just, the other cat that's with her, it doesn't need to bother her. As long as she doesn't bother my cat Fortuna, everything is fine. Luna was a completely different story. He was an energetic, happy, friendly kitty, whatever you want to call him. He probably had one of his parents were probably Maine Coons, because from his long fur, if you remember. So yeah, I came into this animal shelter. The first time I tried, I think it didn't work out because the cat was reserved. We scheduled everything, we came to check, we like talk, and they listed things. At first it was kind of a little bit suspicious and thrown off that they provided that you would need to have premium class food for the cat. You need to like buy premium class food, and you can't let the cat go outside. I don't know how it is with you guys, but for me personally, I don't like to have cats inside the house all the time. I understand people who live in apartments, that's a completely different story. That's when you can't literally get the cat out, because where's it gonna run? The hallways? But I have like, not me, but my parents own a house, so we have our own yard where the cat can run. Sure, we've got roads, but it's not our fault that the cat died. It was an accident. Okay, so we got through that part. And basically what happened was that they rejected the first cat I tried. It was like I don't remember what her name was, but it was like a gray cat. Then I tried again, which was a Siamese cats. Yeah, they got Siamese. They were like 1 to 3 years old, which is a bit older since I do want a kitten, but I was like, I'm gonna try it. They said no, again, because they said that you were gonna let the cat go outside, and like it needs to be on a leash. Like, how is the cat supposed to live on a leash? They want cats cats to live in quarantine basically. You do remember COVID pandemic, so they basically want to have cats live in that environment, and I just can't stand that. It angers me a lot. And basically after that I tried a third time, and you know what they say, third time's the charm. Well, for me it opened my eyes completely. I went with my mom that time, and basically the cat's name was the exact name as my dad's name. Yeah, that sometimes in Lithuania people tend to give cat names people names, and yeah. And basically my mom told me that my cat might scratch the other cat because like she is territorial, so she just wanted them to know. And they were like, yeah, sure, but from their eyes I could tell they were gonna be like, get the fuck out of here. And basically after that I volunteered at the same animal shelter because I needed the volunteer hours for school. And after that I also saw that they were doing like some kind of charity work, and basically they were asking if anyone had things they would like to give to help animal shelters, like, you know, like get the money to help them with their medical bills and stuff. So I offered to give my paintings, as you know I'm also a painter. And that was another my mistake because like I should have known that from my third experience I didn't get the cat I wanted. I shouldn't have given them my paintings, but I was like, I feel the goodness from my heart. And that's what happens to kind people who don't know how to give their kindness to the people that deserve it and not to those who don't. And basically after that I just gave them, it went fine. They didn't sell any of my paintings, which was kind of karma for me and for them, but you know. After that they posted that they had kittens again, and the first time I saw it I was like, yeah, I kind of want to ask, but I think they're gonna say no, so I passed the idea. Then a week came by probably, and they said they're looking for a forever family for one of the kittens, and I was like, I'm gonna shoot my shot. And basically I asked, and they replied that you aren't worthy of having an animal, and that was their response. And they had a smiley face on it, and I was like kind of confused, because how can you determine whether or not I'm worthy of having an animal? Because like, you don't know me personally, you don't know my story first of all, and all of the other things. And then I basically wrote a really long message. I don't want to like share the comments we had. For the people that want to know, you can DM me, I can share. I don't really care at this point, because like I blocked them, and I don't care actually. I just don't. And yeah, so that was that. And after that message they wrote a really insulting message to me back, and in that long message I also mentioned that I lost a cat, that he got hit by a car. And instead of like sympathizing with me, or at least saying something not as mean, they said, well, you can get another cat from another animal shelter, you can feed them whatever you want, but you'll be the one who'll have to scrape the remains of them off the road when a car hits them. Like, who says that, honestly? Do you hear even what you're saying? And to a person who lost a cat, what if they're grieving? What if they're really grieving, and the grief is like really big, like big enough to commit the unthinkable? I'm not like that kind of in that kind of mindset, but if a person was in that kind of mindset, do you think that was a smart thing to say? They also said, well, you can get your paintings back as well, we don't care. And they said some other things. They said that you're writing from your mom's account, and like this message is meant for your mom and stuff like that, and like you shouldn't be writing from your mom's account. And like I talked with my psychologist with this and she said, doesn't matter from which account I write from, like they should be happy I'm getting a cat. But no, it wasn't, the completely other way around. And I'm kind of running out of time, so I hope this message gets to you, to the people who know or don't, but not all animal shelters are out there to help you. There are that are, and there are some that aren't, so stay safe and have a great day.